Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So my name is Paulo and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 reasons why you should actually consider and move to Barcelona, Spain straight away. Okay, so on the back of a few workshops and webinars that I was invited to, a question continue on popping up, and that is around working abroad. Okay, so since on my end I've worked across 5 different countries and currently I'm actually living in Barcelona, Spain, I thought to myself, okay, I'm gonna also share a video with regards to this. Together with me on this specific video I have Karina. So she's a friend, she used to live in Barcelona and now she's living in Berlin. Hi Karina, how are you?
Hi, Paul. I'm good. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm really happy to contribute to this episode this time. As Paul said, I lived also in Barcelona for a year and some other places. And now I'm located in Berlin, also as an expat. So I'm really looking forward to share some insights with you today, together with Paul, and help you in your decision where to relocate now or at a certain point in your professional path.
Okay, that's just brilliant. So guys, stick around for reason number 1. Okay, guys, so let's go and talk about reason number 1. So, what is then reason number 1? Number 1 is the quality of life and great food. Okay, so with regards to this, and just to give you a bit of the reasons for that, Spain ranks really high in terms of the overall quality of life, but Barcelona even higher, I would say. So, actually, in Spain, Barcelona is the first city in terms of quality of life. Okay. Then the other thing that would also underline, it's around the fact that you can actually discover the city just by walking. Okay, it's very easy to walk. It's very easy to discover. Okay, and also the fact that it's full of coffees, small restaurants, parks. It's quite relaxing. Do you agree with that, Karina? What's your view on this one?
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. I feel like it's a really funny fact that you can actually walk everything on foot, but also on bike actually. So you will never like need a car unless you have a family and you want to do trips. But like if you're just living there as an expert, you can totally go everything by foot or by bike. And what I especially liked was the BC app in Barcelona when I lived there. It was really fun. Didn't need my own bike, and I just had like this kind of like pickup points where I can just flexibly drop my bike and pick it up. And nowadays it's really common to have this in a lot of European cities, but I remember by the time I lived in Barcelona, they were kind of pioneers in this. So if you guys are down for doing sports at weekends or during the week, I think Barcelona is definitely a good place for this.
Yeah, definitely so. I think that I could not agree more. Although I don't have a bike, I do, meaning skating, and also I do inline. So that is another way of actually for you actually to get across the city because it's quite easy to do that. If you don't have a bike, because as Karina mentioned, you can just it's all over the place. You can just pick whatever you want the bike and drop it whatever you want. But apart from that, as I mentioned, you can actually just go on skates or even on inline. It's very easy because it's quite flat, the city, so it's easy to go around. Then the other thing that I would say, and I'm quite keen to hear your thoughts around this, Karin, is around the food. No, it's like Barcelona has top restaurants everywhere. What's your view on this? And if you actually had the chance to actually to try any of the restaurants?
I actually did have the chance to try any of the restaurants. I got really lucky with my job there to actually have coupons to go to restaurants. So I tried all different stuff. Generally, Barcelona is really famous for food. So if you're like a fan of like a good dinner with like, I don't know, every kind of variety of food you want to have, I feel like Barcelona is a really good spot for you. I also read that it's home of 20 Michelin restaurants. I have to admit, I haven't been to any of those, but I'm just advertising them now because I just plainly know it. And yeah, I mean, what I really love in Barcelona are the tapas, of course. And I feel like it's really typical for Spain in general to have tapas, but in Barcelona you have a variety of also some Catalan snacks like croquetas And yeah, so I feel like even if you're not too hungry, you can always like sit in a restaurant, have a cold drink, have a tapa. So it's a really relaxing atmosphere there for like bigger dinners or just like for snacks in between.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's like you have so much variety, and it's like world food. No, you're gonna find from everywhere a different spot that can actually give you a taste of food from I don't know, like for instance Greece, from Syria, from different places in the world, which is I think it's really awesome. And then the other thing that I would say that has a high contribution also for the quality of life. And up to now, I'm grateful that I never had to go. But I think it's important to just to underline the health system because it's actually one of the best, I would say, in the world. What's your thoughts around that? I'm not sure if you had.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right. Well, I mean, if you are unlucky and you end up in a bad restaurant, I think this is what Paulo tries to tell you. You can go to a doctor afterwards, and this will be for free for you. Yeah, because with a basic insurance, everything is covered, which is a still really nice thing. So you don't have to be worried, and you can just like yeah live an exciting life without paying for your expenses if it happens to be sick one time.
Yeah, definitely so, 100%. So, in a nutshell, those are the main reasons, okay, that are part or sub reasons that are part then of reason number one, the quality of life and great food. Okay, so stick around for reason number two. So let's go then for reason number two. What is this about? If anyone knows about the weather of and geography of Barcelona, this is not going to be a kind of a surprise, but indeed, reason number two is about the weather and the geography of Barcelona. And why is it that I'm saying this? Essentially, this is a city that has everything, I would say. It has sun, it has beaches, mountain, and overall it has more than 300 days of sun. Okay, and as I mentioned before, it's a kind of good weather all year round. Okay, so that's a bit my thoughts around this. What are your thoughts around this, Karina?
I think the weather is really good as well. I feel like 80% of people in Barcelona are like, coming there because the weather is so brilliant. You're not really having a cold winter, and you have a lot of sun during summers, which is especially if you're from Northern Europe a really nice thing to have. Like I'm from Austria, for instance, and we do have some sun in summer, but it's a famous skiing place, so you can imagine that the weather is not always really good. Whilst in Spain, you can really do a lot of things outdoor, which I really enjoyed, and I feel like also your lifestyle is completely changing this way. Not only that you're more healthy, it feels like you're also more social, you're more motivated actually after work to keep on going with your day because you just have plenty of sun there and you're not freezing outside. So this is really nice. Yeah, in terms of geography, what I would like to also mention is that Barcelona is really good located in terms of traveling. I've been recently there actually, just like for a brief visit, and I also used it as a starting point for a lot of travels. And also when I lived there, I remember I did quite a lot of trips because, yeah, I mean, it's in the middle of Catalonia. It's really good connected to all kind of places within Catalonia. But for instance, in 2-3 hours, you can go to Valencia or you could go to Alicante, which are beautiful towns cities actually at the beach. And they're so easy to reach, right? And
Yeah,
for
definitely so.
those who, yeah, and you also went there, Paulo?
Yeah, yeah. I had.
Right?
Yeah, it's actually quite cool. It's like I never went to Valencia, but I went to Alicante. It's not meaning in terms of the size of Barcelona. It's of Spain. Sorry, it's not that difficult to get to, and also the motorways and everything else in Spain are very good. So it's actually easy to go. I'll say that the other thing that I would highly meaning underline in connection to what you're mentioning about geography, it's Costa Brava. It's
Yeah.
really one of my favorite spots. It's because it's so easy to get from Barcelona to Costa Brava. It's like in 1 hour or so you are in this amazing place full of greenery. It's like mountains and beaches and small villages. It's really really nice and gives you a very the sense of high quality of life. It's really one of the things that I love the most. So I'm actually going always when I can. I'm going to Costa Brava. I was there a week ago. So yeah.
Oh, really? That's
Yes.
really nice. Really nice. So, what place would you recommend the most? Because I'd say now spontaneously Tossa del Mar.
Yeah, Tossa del Mar. It's like top. I think definitely
They're
so.
like top notch, right?
Yeah, top notch. I would say Palafrugell. It's really one that I really like as well. Cadaqués as well. It's another place that I feel that is really nice. And of course, it has everything around with the history of Dali and etc. So I think it's really a good place to go. So I think that, yeah, in a nutshell, I think that a bit summarize what is that it's so good around the weather and the geography of Barcelona and of Catalonia. Okay, so stick around for reason number 3.
Well, the third reason we would like to present you why Barcelona is a good choice for you is the culture and the creativity and the architecture, of course, of this amazing city. So, well, for instance, there's always some entertainment on the street, like there's a lot of fireworks, shows, concerts, a lot of activities for children as well, usually going on. What's also really nice is that like every area has like a kind of like cheap celebration there. So, for instance, in the neighborhoods Gracia or Sants, you find very nice street festivals that are usually always dedicated to like a certain scent in Barcelona. And I remember one a really big celebration, which is actually in Raval. Do you still know the name, Paulo? It's once a year and it's really big, and people make fire at the beaches.
No, I don't know that one. But I will definitely go and check it out.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. I remember it was really nice, and there's like this kind of like colorful, how can I say, like tissues hanging from the houses. Do you know what I mean? And there's like flowers and everything, so the streets are all decorated, really colorful.
Yeah, I don't know, but I can imagine because it's like, for
Yeah.
instance, if you go to Gracia or to Sants, you have when you have the Fiesta de Gracia, it's everything is like really decorated, everything on top, it's really decorated, and you have fires and people dancing and singing and drinking, food everywhere. So I can imagine the that is a bit the same kind of vibe. So
Definitely, yeah, like the food, right? I mean, there's always food markets as well with just like national celebrations, and so which is also really nice because you can just like I don't know walk around and just like drink and you have food and you have like everything around there, and yeah, I mean it's a very like lively art scene there as well.
yeah,
So you always see street art. I've always seen painters everywhere, just like I don't know, producing arts in all kind of corners, and I feel like this is a really inspiring like environment as well because. I mean, I feel like the atmosphere of the city is already so positive, but then you have like all this inspiration and creativity around you, which is really nice. And well, obviously the architecture of Barcelona is world famous, right?
yeah.
I mean, all these Gaudi buildings, like this was the thing that amazed me actually the most when I came there. You probably you felt the same,
Yeah,
right?
definitely so. It's like because it seems up to a certain point that you are just walking around art.
Exactly, like in a museum, right?
Yeah,
Like the
completely.
city is a museum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely. It's like a open kind of museum in the sense that exactly what you're referring to. It's like walking and you just feel the creativity and the level of the architecture is just top. No, and I think that also in connection to that, if you look and you mentioned as well that there is a lot of inspiration. No, if you look Pablo Picasso, Goya, Miro, etc. There is so many amazing artists that also give a lot of inspiration to the city. So I would say that is definitely a must see, the city and all the different kinds of architecture, building and etc. It's like top notch. It's really creative as well. Okay, so yeah.
It's really nice, yeah. So, and like 7 out of these 9 UNESCO World Heritage sites that are actually in Barcelona are from Gaudi, which is also like an exciting fact. So, yeah, it's not only one Gaudi house, because this is what I thought. Actually, I come to Barcelona and I see one house made from Gaudi, but no, there's a lot that you can explore there. And it gives the city like a really special charm, I think.
Yeah, definitely so. It's like, for instance, I was, and sorry to interrupt, I was this weekend, I went to Sagrada Familia, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really amazing. It's like you go inside and Sagrada Familia inside is already built. So it's fully built. It's like fully built inside. So outside it's still not. So it's like they are still building the 4 main towers and then the central tower. That the 4 main towers are roughly now with 70 meters high. They're gonna have 135 meters high, and then the central one is gonna go up to 172 meters high. But the interior, it's like amazing. Of the cathedral, it's already done. It's like it's the masterpiece of Gaudi. It's like it's amazing. So yeah, definitely so.
That's really nice. And it already took a while now to be finished. So I feel like if you move now to Barcelona, you actually get the most out of it, right? Because before it was the whole time under construction, the whole Sagrada.
Yeah.
And now it looks a bit more finished, at least.
Yeah, it's finished on the inside. The outside still you can see like the construction site, but it's like quite good. There is also another thing that I would going to underline is actually the city in itself. You know, it was meaning there was let's say a kind of a genius, let's say, that actually put his hand into Barcelona in the 19th century, that designed what we know now as the Eixample, that is really easy to navigate and gives you a kind of a sense of already lived in Barcelona before. That's what I felt when I came over. Was so easy to navigate. I'm not sure what was your thoughts around that, but I felt that was really impressive.
Yeah, it's true, because like the whole city is kind of like the architecture is like in the model of like a chess game, right?
Yeah.
So it's like all square. So it actually is really easy to navigate. I think also to like bike ride, as we said before, I think this is also a reason why you can actually find your way around so easy with the bike, because everything is like in like a kind of pattern, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The structure of the city.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Also what I would like to recommend at this point is still again like the art perspective of Barcelona. I've been, when I was recently there, actually in the National Museum of Catalonian Art in Parc Montjuïc. It's a huge building you always see on every like photo or landscape of Barcelona, but you just always feel like, okay, this might be like a lot of Baroque art I'm not so interested in. But as Paulo said before, so many famous artists come from the city, like Dali, like Picasso, and you can all see them there. And it's like one of the biggest museums in Spain. So you can just take a weekend off and just go there, and it's really amazing. And also if you like into Dali or like surrealistic art, you have Girona next to Barcelona with like the Dali Museum, the Dali House. Have you been there, Paulo?
I never went, actually. That is one of my like black spots. I really need to go to Girona and actually see it, because it's amazing. You know, it's like everything that you can actually get. I already saw some pictures and some information. I already Googled for it, but I never went there. But I will definitely go.
Nice. Yes, I recommend.
I will be going into my short list. But yeah, this is it, guys. This is what I would say that in a nutshell. It summarizes a bit the reason number three, around culture, creativity, and architecture, and why is it that this is one of the strong reasons for you to actually to move to Barcelona and come and not just visit, but actually live in this amazing city. Okay, so stick around for reason number 4. So let's go then for reason number 4. What is this about? It's about the international community and I would dare to say the open-mindedness. Okay, I would say that there are several reasons that explain this. Okay, but it starts actually with the fact that this is actually a digital nomad kind of paradise. Okay, and you have co-working spaces all over the place, and it's like this gigantic magnet of creativity and people coming from everywhere. What's your thoughts around this, Karina?
My thoughts are like the same around it. I think it's a really international city. I feel like also if you relocate as an expat on your own, you will have it really easy there to find people. For instance, I also came on my own with, maybe knowing one, two people from previous travels, but nothing really in depth. And yeah, I mean, it was really easy for me to build up a community of people I really like. And I think the fact that Barcelona is so multicultural is really helping you with that, because everybody comes there with the same goal, right? They want to work, they want to, like, I don't know, meet other cultures, get to know a new country. And so I feel like with having this in mind, that you meet so many like-minded people, I think Barcelona is a really easy spot to relocate also on your own. And also, it is recommended to have like a basic knowledge of Spanish though, because I mean, yeah, you can just easily get your way around, but it is also enough if you have actually this basic knowledge of Spanish, because yeah, you will need it to help yourself around and everything, but theoretically you could also find people with knowing English or any other language, because it's just really easy to find a connection somewhere there.
Yeah, definitely so. And as you mentioned, due to the fact that it's kind of a melting pot, you have people from everywhere. It's actually easy for you to come across people that are on the same vibe, on the same travel between brackets than you are. And they, of course, know how to speak English. Even if you do not master the Spanish, it's likely that you're going to come across someone that actually can talk to you in English. To make you feel more, let's say at ease, and to support you with whatever you're looking for. Then the other thing that I would say that is, and this connects a bit to the open-mindedness, already saw in Barcelona people dressed in the most amazing and peculiar ways. People just laugh, they walk, they think, they talk whatever they want and how they want it. Of course, they have respect, but I think it's a city where you definitely feel the freedom of speech and of thought. Do you agree with this one?
Yeah, I also agree with that one. I feel like it's really cosmopolitan in this sense, you know. I mean, I feel this freedom of you can dress how you want, you can just I don't know, be like who you are, you know. In Berlin as well, but in Barcelona equally, you know, equally. So I totally agree on this. You know, like it's a really open-minded city. With open-minded people, and obviously like this positive spirit of like the Spanish mentality, which is really joyful, is all around on every corner. I think that is really nice. And I feel like also this is one of the things that hold a lot of people back to actually go somewhere, because they are kind of scared. Maybe they don't find a connection, or they don't find like-minded people, or they have maybe this language barriers. And I feel like it's really important to say at this point that Barcelona is really not a place where you have to have any of those doubts.
Yeah,
because
definitely so.
It doesn't matter who you are, what you want to do, like you're gonna fit in, because it's so diverse, you know.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I think that wraps it up. And I think are the main reasons why you should actually consider to go, because it's really an international community, a melting pot, and it's like a really open-minded kind of society, and specifically of a city, in this case Barcelona. So stick around for reason number 5.
So as the fifth reason why you should consider going to Barcelona, we want to talk about jobs and salaries. Well, because before you heard a lot about what you can do in your leisure activity time, but one of the main reasons why you probably want to come is because you want to develop in your professional path. So therefore, let's see what is there on the professional side of Barcelona. So what I made note of is definitely that Barcelona is a really flourishing economy at the moment. You can find a lot in the terms of tech, fashion, all kind of like business industries. And what I also noticed is that a lot of European international companies actually seat their companies or their branches in Barcelona, because there's so many international workforce. There's also a lot of international influence meanwhile, and I feel like it's a perfect starting ground actually for expats who just like try to get experience in a professional company, but also with an international ambience, of course. What do you think, Paolo?
Yeah, I think you are spot on. I think that, as you mentioned, tech, fashion, and I would say also tourism is actually booming a lot in Barcelona. And I think that that actually connects a bit to reason number four that we spoke of before. So it also relates to the international community. So you have loads of people coming from different countries, and because of that, also are connected to that. You also have a lot of HQ companies that are actually setting their ground here in Barcelona from a European or even a global level, and also loads of service centers. And I think that goes a bit hand in hand, let's say, with the fact that you actually have a load of talented people coming to Barcelona. And I think that it's also important to mention that there are some things, let's say, that you should take into consideration while moving over. Is that, in my view, there are two things that you should consider. Okay, one is actually combine your income coming from abroad or even online, okay, and not be as much dependent on the local economy. And I think that living here and having that possibility then will be that the perfect marriage. Or as an alternative, find yourself a job at a global or at an international company. I think that will give you a good background, let's say, for you to settle in Barcelona. What are your thoughts around that, Karina? Let me know.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I mean, for me too. And well, I also feel like it's a really employee-friendly environment here in Barcelona as well. I remember back in the days when I worked there, we had a lot of company benefits actually, like lunch coupons or language classes or yoga classes or so ever. So there's a lot of things done for employees here in companies to make them happy, which also I think shows that how progressive Barcelona is and how good it developed within the time. And yeah, I mean, here in Berlin, I sometimes don't see this much benefits for employees actually. So I really feel like there's much appreciation in the companies in Barcelona for international experts coming here, right, Paul?
Yeah, definitely so. I'm guessing that you are thinking on coming back. So
It kind of sounds like it. I listen to myself and I'm like,
but yes, I think that you are spot on. I think that there is, let's say, a focus on the social part. Also, like for instance, with benefits for transportation and etc. So I think that you are definitely there, spot on. And I think that there is another point just to underline is around taxes. Okay, because I think that this is also important for those that are coming from abroad. You need to know that in Barcelona and in Spain, the taxes go from 19% up to 45%, dependent, of course, on how much that you actually earn. But there is two things that you need to know on the back of that. One is that during your first year, if you're actually working here less than 6 months, you're going to be taxed on 19%, okay, which is quite good because it's low. And then there's another thing that you should actually consider is around the Beckham law, okay? And I'm not sure if you know, but yeah, it comes actually from David Beckham, the player. Okay, so Beckham law.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's true. It's coming from David Beckham. So essentially, the Beckham law, what it says, it gives you a kind of a flat rate in terms of taxes, okay, for 5 years, okay, which is quite good because then you also, of course, you need to take into consideration in order for you to actually be eligible to the Beckham law. You need to be, I think, first time working in Spain, okay? Or at least you need to be like 5 years or 10 years, something like that. I need to double check on that without being actually working in Spain, okay? But nevertheless, I will give you some details on that on the description below. Feel free to check it out, okay? And if you have any questions around that, I'll be here to help, okay? And yeah, that's are the two things that I would like to underline. Not sure if you have anything else, Karina, on your end.
Yeah, actually, I also want to mention that, like, for the ones who would like to have a good work-life balance, it's also a plus to mention that we have a lot of bank holidays in Spain. Actually, 14 in Barcelona, which is quite a lot. And when I started working in Barcelona, everybody was telling me this is a really huge benefit. Oh, you have 14 vacation days, you know. And I mean, me coming from Austria, I thought it's quite normal because we also have a lot of bank holidays there. But now that I work in other countries with much less holidays, actually, I really feel the difference. And I do think is a benefit to just like be able to plan trips, to have like a bit of like shorter vacations in between sometimes, instead of like having like 4 months of work straight, for instance.
Yeah.
How do you see this
Yeah,
part?
no, I completely agree because I used to work and live in the Netherlands, and there you have between 5 to 7 bank holidays a year. So you spend like, I think it's like from May until December that you don't have anything. So which is quite, it's quite good for you to have them spread across. So I think completely agree.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I mean, for instance, I think you actually fill up the time you are lacking in terms of vacation days you have available because, you don't have that much vacation days by law in Spain and in Germany, but you have all these bank holidays, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like if you just like sum it up, in the end, you come on the same amount of vacation you have. Although, I mean, I don't know, you can just like, I feel like you plan it just like a bit more spread out because you have a bank holiday. So you're like, okay, I plan now a short weekend. Whereas if you have everything in once, you would just take it in once without
Yeah.
actually taking the time to have like a Thursday off or a Tuesday off and so
Yeah.
on. So I really like this system of bank holidays.
Yeah, definitely so.
Here in Spain, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that in a nutshell summarizes a bit this point around jobs and salaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. And guys, we have still one last thing for you. Okay, so stick around. It's the bonus track. Okay. So let's go then into the bonus track. What is this about? So essentially, we were looking to cover some fun facts about Barcelona because not everything in life is about working. Okay? Do you agree with that, Karina? Do you want to share
Yes,
any
I
fun
do.
facts? Go for it.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, we tried to gather some fun facts for you, just for the in case we convinced you now, or like you like what we told you about coming to Barcelona. I felt like we also give you free insights about the city that could be nice. I start with my first fun fact about Los Manteros. So like when you come to Barcelona, you probably will pass through La Rambla, and there you always see this huge blankets on the street filled up with fake Gucci bags. And I feel like this is kind of like an unknown like side of Barcelona because it just really exists there in this form. And Los Manteros are the sellers who sell these fake Gucci bags. And they're always like when the police is coming, they would grab the whole blanket. You know, like Manteros comes from manta, no, the blanket. So they would grab this blanket and just run away with it. They kind of look a bit like a Santa Claus when they do it. And I think it's really funny. And you should know the name from them actually as well when you live in Barcelona. Because, I don't know, in case you want to have a fake Gucci bag or you just want to like, have fun watching this.
Yeah.
That's like one fact about them, Los Manteros.
Yeah, without a doubt. There's another thing also that I would underline is around Sant Jordi. Okay, that is like the saint of Barcelona. And I think it's also quite interesting because it's heavily connected to Catalonia, of course, but also it's around the World's Book Day, meaning during that specific day, what is expected is for you to give a rose and also a book. Okay, and I think it's quite interesting, but also you can see that there are loads of connections between Sant Jordi, that is a big party, let's say, also on that specific day, with the Catalonia flag that has like kind of let's say, I think are three lines there in red. Okay, so those three lines are actually the claw of the dragon. So it's and Sant Jordi actually kills the dragon as well. So that's part of the blood that is actually in the flag. Okay, that's another like a fun fact or a curiosity. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, and also you at this day you're expected to give a lot of people presents. So don't mistake it with Valentine's Day where you only give your partner like a rose and a book. Also, your friends would like to have that actually. So I'd say it's like a lovers friendship book day basically.
Yeah, definitely so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing I want to tell you is that I mean the national drink of Barcelona is not the sangria; it's actually the cava. It's a really famous drink here in Barcelona. It's a kind of a prosecco, but not really. So we also recommend you to get one of those if you go to Barcelona. And yeah, I would also like to ask you, Paulo, do you have a funny story for us actually drinking cava recklessly?
Yeah, it's like it's quite interesting because I was aware of Cava actually before coming to Barcelona, because Cava is very big in Belgium, at least in Ghent, where I used to live, and there Cava is drinked all year round. Okay, now I know that here is more summer. Okay, but there is like all year round. Whenever you have a baby that is about to be born, or you have a wedding or something cheerful for you to actually to have a good time, let's say, then you drink a cava. Okay, of course they have the amazing Belgian beers. Okay, but just for celebration, yeah, cava is always the thing. So it's quite sparkling, and you should be actually drinking it quite cold. So yeah, it's definitely a must. So, and this is the region of the cava, and I was not even aware before actually arriving it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's actually an expert tip from Belgium, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. There
But
it's
yeah,
very
well,
big. Cava is very big
I
there.
didn't know. I didn't know. I also thought on Belgian beer actually only.
Yeah.
That people drink in the North Prosecco is new to me, but yeah, it's a thing it seems.
Yeah, definitely so. So that's it, guys. Okay, this actually just summarizes it. Okay, so thank you once more to join me and on this journey, to have some time with me. Okay, and Karina, let me know any final thoughts. Okay.
Well, I thank you very much for having me here, Paulo. It was a pleasure to talk with you about Barcelona. Getting a bit melancholic on the way. Um, Yeah, if you have any question about what we just told you, as Paulo said, just leave us a comment and we happily get back to you. And we hope we could help in your decision if you would like to do the step to go abroad or not.
Yeah, definitely so. So to summarize it, thank you once more. Okay, come and join me on this journey. Okay, subscribe. Take care and peace. Okay.